Hello, my name is Percy Jackson, and what's his name? I feel like that, you know that show, Chicago, and she's like on the chair and she's like, Tango, 4. I don't know, I've never seen Chicago or listened to Chicago. Hello, my name is Percy Jackson, and am I a trouble kid? You could say that. You're watching Narrator's World. Hey guys, so today I'm going to be giving you guys some options of doing alternative stuff than watching the Percy Jackson movie. Now, why am I making a video about this? Well, here's the reason why. A lot of Percy Jackson fans want to do more than just read the books. They want to watch something and they want to listen to something. To most Percy Jackson fans, the only alternative we have of another Percy Jackson entertainment is watching the terrible movies, which shouldn't be an option whatsoever. Please don't suffer through those awful, terrible movies. So today I'm going to give you guys alternatives instead of watching those terrible Percy Jackson movies for more Percy Jackson entertainment, or rather, stuff like Percy Jackson. So first of all, let's get the #1 thing out of here. Instead of actually reading the books, maybe you can just listen to the audiobooks. Personally, for me, I really enjoy the Percy Jackson audiobooks. I think they're really fine. I remember listening to the first 4 books, and I really did enjoy the audiobooks. I think the guy who does them is fine. There's nothing fantastic about it, but they're enjoyable and he does a good job with Percy's voice. The people who do Rick Riordan's audiobooks are really good. I remember listening to the Dark Prophecy audiobook and I really enjoyed that one. So instead of reading the books one time, maybe just listen to the audiobook and just have a fun time with that. Another alternative is watching the Percy Jackson web series. Julia, what is the Percy Jackson web series? Well, the Percy Jackson web series is a web series on YouTube where basically they will take 2 scenes from each book and produce it to the world. I found this web series through their first episode, a reenactment of the Capture the Flag scene. This whole web series is directed and made and acted by all teenagers, which amazes me so much because we need more teenage representation in entertainment. It's just fantastic to see people my age doing all this fantastic stuff, and I love that teenagers did a better job than freaking adults with doing Percy Jackson. So there's about 10 episodes that you can marathon through. The actors do a great job. The director, Sierra, she does a fantastic job. I'm expecting even more things from her, but the Percy Jackson web series is a very fun short time that you can enjoy watching your favorite scenes come to life on screen. The next option that you have instead of watching those terrible movies is listening or watching the Percy Jackson musical. Not a lot of fans know this musical exists, and I'm really sad they don't. The Percy Jackson musical is basically an adaptation musical of the first book, The Lightning Thief. That's why the musical is called The Lightning Thief Musical. I'm so thankful that I dragged my parents and Anna with me to go see this show in New York because it was freaking fantastic. It's probably one of the best shows I have ever experienced, and that's coming from the girl who's seen Hamilton, so it's up in par with that. The musical does a brilliant job of bringing these characters and scenes to life. I don't know how they did it, but they did a fantastic job with it. Many people were mad about them casting adults, but in the musical, they literally act like 12-year-olds. In Broadway shows, they do that a lot. They did that with You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, where basically they had adults playing kids. In this show, I can guarantee you they play 12-year-olds and they do a great job of doing that. It's really funny when they do that. The show brings up so many topics that the books discussed a lot of and that the movies like threw out the window. Like the whole point how the gods are terrible parents. There's a freaking whole 2-minute song all about how the gods suck as parents, and it's wonderful. Probably my favorite part of this show, especially personally for me, is Percy. Not only did they get a brilliant actor to play Percy, but they give Percy such a beautiful character, which they missed out terribly in the films. I haven't really come out on my channel and said this, but I hated Percy in the movie. As much as I love Logan Lerman as an actor, I mean, hello, he plays Charlie in Perks of Being a Wallflower and does a fantastic job with it. Percy just sucks. The character is awful. He's not recognizable as the book Percy. With the musical, he's so selfless and he's just so in character. His song Good Kid gets me every time, and I can tell you by firsthand that I sobbed during that song. It's a real heart-stopping number, and I love that the musical got Percy's character in 3 minutes and the movies couldn't even get his character in like 2 movies that are like both 2 hours long. Musicals for the win, guys! I know that the musical soundtrack is on YouTube. I don't know if there's a full-fledged bootleg of it. I've seen like a half a bootleg. I do know that they are going on tour this year in the fall. So if it does come to your city, please, please go see it. It deserves all the love. It deserves everything. It's amazing, and I highly, highly recommend it. As much as I don't like Logan Lerman's performance as Percy Jackson in the Percy Jackson movies, I thought he played Percy Jackson well in Hoot. Hoot is based off another kid's novel where basically we have this kid named Roy and he comes to this town and he has to save these owls. But basically Logan Lerman basically plays the version of Percy he would have played if the script was good and if he was 12 at the time. I had this whole Twitter thread, I don't know, I'll probably link it in the bio, where basically I gave out explanations of how perfect he was as Percy in this film. Like, this whole movie, he has so much Percy sassy in him and it's hilarious. There's also, throughout the whole film, there's two parts where he gets hit with a golf ball. Totally Percy. And there's also a scene where he jumps off a bridge into water and it's so Percy that you just get behind it and it's great. So, Hoot. That's where you can get your Logan Lerman Percy action. So, you know how all the Percy Jackson fans want this Netflix animated series adaptation of it? Guys, we already have it. It's called Troll Hunters. It's right there. They literally just released its 3rd season. Here's the Percy Jackson animated series you've been waiting for. If you don't know what Troll Hunters is, it's this animated series on Netflix. It is created by Guillermo del Toro. He recently just won an Oscar for Best Director and Best Film for The Shape of Water this year. This series follows a young kid by the name of Jim Lake, and basically he finds his amulet and he becomes this troll hunter where basically he protects his human town and then the underground world of trolls. And what Percy Jackson does so brilliantly is not dubbed down to kids, and that's what Troll Hunters does another great job with. They make it people like me who are like very much over the age of 10. For some parts of the show, I didn't expect some of these storylines to be brought up and some of these these problems that kids have nowadays be brought up. I think there's like a scene where basically all the 3 main kids are talking about their lives and how their parents pressure them and stuff, and then we go into this character's backstory about how his parents died in a boat accident, and I was like, whoa, I didn't think we were gonna go this way. Just like dealing with homework, dealing with school, and dealing with your own life, and it's really a nice thing to see these kids represented well on screen and show these real kid problems that a lot of kids are going through nowadays. And with this Percy Jackson feel, a lot of the characters are really like Percy Jackson. The sidekick kind of Toby, he kind of gives me a lot of Grover, kind of the comic relief, but still has a lot of substance and a lot of best friend, and basically he's just a great person who wants to help and protect his town and his friends. We also have Claire, who's kind of more better brunette Annabeth, as I can say. She's book smart, she knows everything, she's very intelligent, and she's still very brave. And then Jim kind of has the same thing with Percy, where he's very, very selfless, and he would do anything for his family and friends. And there's also this really, really sweet relationship between him and his mom that remind me a lot of Sally and Percy, and I really, really loved that in the show. If you guys are still yearning for that Percy Jackson animated series, you guys have it. It might not be Percy Jackson, but it's close enough. I believe the series just wrapped its 3rd season. It's its last final season. So that is it for my video for alternatives of watching the Percy Jackson movie. I hope you guys like, comment, subscribe, comment down below if you guys listened, watched, or did any of these. Tell me how they are and how you felt about them. And do you have any other alternatives of watching the Percy Jackson movies or just reading the books? Thank you guys for watching. Bye.